So for people, when they first get into relationships, before they tie the knot, before they make lifelong commitments and jump into different, aspects of their relationships and take it to bigger levels, like what are the types of conversations that teens or young adults should be having? Because I just feel like so many people do not bring simple conversations to those relationships. What do you want out of life? What are your values? Right? I mean, what faith, right? Like, what is the, did you have faith? Did you grow up with it? Do you want it? Do you not want it? What are some of these expectations about what your life is? Because that's what relationship is. It is a commitment to live a life together in partnership, right? But why do we not have these conversations? And in your opinion, what are some of those things that just you gotta talk about?
Well, I think the a really big one is this sense of commitment and security. And a lot of young men, for example, I know a lot of young men who are like you'd call them players, that they're just out to try and get a bunch of girls. And then they find the one that they really like. And I had a guy um in his early 30s. He met a really good girl, but he was so afraid of her because he loved her. Like, this was the first girl that he was like, she could be my wife. But that scared him so much that he then, like, cheated and broke up with her. Well, he didn't technically cheat. He broke up with her, and then very shortly after was with another girl. But he still didn't want that other girl. He still wanted the one girl, but he was so afraid of her because what he was basically afraid of was giving her his heart that she could just destroy and rip apart, right? Uh, and so this goes back to that sense of secure attachment, and it's important. But I just don't think people need to label themselves as insecurely attached or securely attached. What I would rather, because that's just diagnostic language. I'm insecure. I'm anxious avoidant, right? Like all these catchphrase buzzwords and pop psychology that originated in the peer-reviewed evidence and in journal articles and stuff like that, and now is being co-opted by. I get a DM or an email from someone pretty much every week saying, "I'm anxious avoidant. My partner's insecurely attached. Can you help sort out our problems?" Like, everyone's it's like ADHD. Everyone's just self-diagnosing
Well, it's
themselves
WebMD,
constantly,
right?
right?
WebMD. I have this
It's
this
so
this thing
WebMD.
on my skin, and it's obviously this random house disease I saw 15 years ago. Anyway,
But instead, people just need to lean into these more difficult, challenging conversations, such as, I really like you. And from time to time, because of that, I'm afraid that I could get hurt, that you could turn your back on me, lose feelings, not choose me, not cherish me. We could be at a party and you could be talking to another guy or another girl, and that's going to threaten me. And you don't have the same issue that I do. I would really like to be able to come to you and just say, I need some reassurance. And this is the direct, clear communication I try to teach people. If you could just go to your partner and say, I need a hug. I need you to remind me you love me. I would really love it if you were to remind me how much I care. And see, I just used the word need. It even slipped out of my mouth, right? But I'm catching myself in real time. I want a hug. I want reassurance. I want you to tell me that I'm the only one there, like in your crosshairs. If we can build a communication style where we can just go to our partner with those deep insecurities and those deep desires, ask them to be fulfilled, and then have our partner reply with, how can I help you get what you want? How can I help you feel more reassured? How can I help you feel more chosen? What can I do to show you that you can trust me, right? And if we can build a culture build communication in a relationship that people can ask for what they want, and their partner's going to answer, how can I get you what you want? Like, think of how beautiful that is. Now, my 12-year-old daughter is coming to me every other day saying, Daddy, I want a horse. Like, I don't know what it is with little girls and horses, But if you have a little girl, don't let her ride a horse unless you want her to ask you all the time to buy a horse, which I have no problem with, by the way. So yeah, let your daughters ride their horses, 100%. I'm just joking, but now all she wants is a horse, and so now all of a sudden I'm in the market for an acre of land and a horse, right? Because I'm not going to say no to her, because if she comes to me and says, "Daddy, I really want a horse," and she loves it, my job is to help her get what she wants. Now, that may not mean that I go out and buy her the horse, but maybe I buy the land and I say, okay, sweetheart, put together a business plan. You're going to build the stables. You're going to offer stabling to other people's horses. You're going to turn it into a business. Great, let's do this. I'll invest, right? So my only positive response is to reply to her with, how can I help you get what you want? Because she could be the next Olympian horse equestrian person, right? And so I think what we need to do, the conversations that you're looking for, is I think the conversation should just be, how do you ask for what you want, and your partner commits to helping you get what you want.
What's going on, guys? If you like that clip right there, you will love the full interview. You can check that out right there. I'll see you on the next video. Oh, and subscribe, because we got a lot of big things coming up in the near future.